drive already. KC gonna be able to get rifles. A little bit of money on one player behind all that.
It's got to be the round. It's got to go their way. Skets are the only one really with a bunch of cash still remaining. As we'll just clear out that trip. Fastly going to be set up, and Kiko, okay, not ready for the scale forward. Aves with a very nice start. Meanwhile, Ethan going to be overwhelmed here outside of B. Mata just a slot forward, keeps it quiet as the curveball does connect. Pushing forward, Brock now trying to scale on this angle. Levin missing him. But if he continues to scale, if he just checks back over towards long, he'll have him dead to rights, and he does. So far, so flawless for KC, exactly what they need. Gotta jumpstart that engine and roar their way back into this.
I mean, honestly, you might just save at this point.
I think you are.
It's NRG. You don't really necessarily need to, but you might as well because...
The rate's one away. Aves is one away.
Yep, that's just it. No reason to give over any more orbs.
Okay, 11-5.
Yeah, I think here just NRG... it is a different look than the previous round. Of course, they're not going for the fast B hit, but this time around, KC kind of goes back to something that works so well for them on Fracture, which is being aggressive on the defender side, and they're going to need to be. Just like we saw with NRG on their defender side of Haven, when you're running double duelist like this, it requires you to be a step ahead. This time they were. They're going to find a bunch of big kills because of that. Then we go. Another round. Should be okay in the money department, I would think, for KC. Yeah, huge.
As well piloted NRG. Not ready for these backstabs to come through. Something to be assessed. As they look to try to close this one out, but Aves now the Hunter's Fury going to be online. That overdrive still in the back pocket. Can save that in case this round doesn't go their way. For now, just some early fishing and very slow approach overall for NRG. Just grab that orb outside of C long. For Scuba to get that from the shadows online.
Yeah, and this time NRG makes the adjustment, realizing that KC had found a potential weakness. And that was just to be a little bit more aggressive off the rip, but instead, they fortify B early, and then they're going to fan out 2-1-2. NRG begins to explore the map somewhat themselves. You've got Kiko tucked into a corner.
TP this side, the spot of the Paranoia going to be sent through as well. So now the Hunter's Fury does get committed, but Kiko trying to scale up into C, trying to break things open. Ends up falling to the wayside. And this pivot can be absolutely devastating as the rate is completely unnoted. Scuba now dead, and NRG scattered to the winds. Spike needing to be rerouted. Called back into the B site, Levin. Waiting at A connector. Can they clear him out? Yes. Been able to find the kill, but do they go for the pivot? No. We'll pump the brakes and maybe look to just trying to get this plan on the A connector side of B. But defending from here, the 3v4 going to be damn difficult.
You cleared DOS 9. A lot easier.
Run it back, going to be committed. DOS 9 for now, going to be contained, and Ethan gets the shutdown. And Raid's ult going to be denied away. His Aves going to be spammed out. Ethan finding the other. Now the overdrive is going to be popped. Cleans up the Raid. Looking for a little bit more. Mata will take Sugetsu, and DOS 9. His presence, his position known. The re-wrap through garage out into mid. And even for DOS 9, a player of his caliber, this should be impossible. He knows it. Just try to back away, maybe get a final elimination there onto Brock, but they will go their separate ways. Ethan will be heard. DOS 9 wants to try to get that kill, but Ethan's cleared the corner. And NRG will move up 12-5. Match point is theirs. KC need 7 in a row to try to take it to overtime. Otherwise, their run here at EWC, their dream of playing in front of this Parisian crowd, will absolutely collapse.
It's just got to be heartbreaking when you have your strength kicked out underneath you. You have your 3-man side isolated and dealt with. You know, they saw DOS9 on his own. They knew that the other 3 had to be over the other way. So NRG has to make a decision in that moment. Do we try to spread? Do we try to play someone one-on-one against DOS9? Try to get that 1v1. DOS9's really good in those scenarios. Or do we just group up as 3? Ethan as his overdrive says, guys, when they come at us, we're ready. And we can just hit the nitrous and go right at them.
I mean, hindsight is 20/20. But it, again, feels like this is a timeout that needed to be seen in that first half when NRG was just running away with it. There's not enough wiggle room. Your back is up against the wall. And granted, yes, it is possible. 7 rounds in a row. It's been done before. It'll be done many more times across future tournaments, and I'm sure even at this one. But for KC, the way that they've been looking compared to the previous map, the way that NRG's been looking compared to the previous map, it just feels like it's a bridge too far.
I mean, the funny thing is it wouldn't even be the most ridiculous comeback we've seen at this event so far if it happens. So we'll wait. We'll buckle in. We'll have to see. Ult cycles a little bit away. 11.
Dodges that stun and does manage to plant his feet. Finds Mata.
Wow.
DOS9 gets Kiko, and okay. Whatever was in that timeout seems to be working. Ethan eventually able to clear that one out, but curveball fully connects, and Narrate will strike him down. Scuba has to backpedal away from the Blaze Wall. KC, again, slated to try to find a flawless round win. Exactly what they need to try to snowball from here.
Back to a save.
Should be. Some of the more critical ultimates not quite getting ready to be cycled up aside from Sugetsu with the neural theft. Seems like Ethan is spurring them on, though.
Well, gotta check this angle. They beat Aves. Maybe. Just maybe.
We've been watching for it. The face in. Fadeaway shot. Doesn't suffer any damage. And they're off. Sprint forward going to be coming through. Paranoia going to be chucked in. The drone blinded up for the moment. Molly does land. One player going to be spotted out. The TP up into heaven for Scuba. Plan to come into play, and they're going to look to double re-clear this. Smoke going to be cycled in, but now it's just Scuba all alone. Sugetsu able to find it to jump out of the smoke. Scuba, the spray and pray, rewarded with 2. Up to a 3rd now in this round. Make the TP. The tap it of the fuse, and what a way to close this out if Scuba could get it done. Just so very unfavored. Spots him out, the counter spray looking good. And it will get them over the line, but Scuba makes it costly. 3 players lost, but the round goes to KC.
All right. Again, KC matches some of this early B main pressure. They want to take the fight at grass, and they're going to be successful in this one. I think I'd like to see a change of ideas again from NRG. Feels like to me they're trying to close this map out by just brute forcing their way onto B one way or another. Scuba able to come up with some crazy in the kills up in heaven there. But, you know, okay, timeout NRG. Yeah, I mean, I think this, at this point, like, just say, hey, let's go back to maybe playing a little bit slow off the rip. Let's spread out a little bit. Let's give Kiko the opportunity to maybe win some 1v1s at long C or long A. He's had a rough go of it, to be fair. KC has done a really nice job of shutting Kiko down in the early parts of the round, which is complete opposite of what we were seeing on the first half of this map. So credit where credit is due. KC's been able to keep the chamber in check. But beyond that, it's actually been the Neon that's been a huge problem in some of these rounds. So I think as NRG, I'd like to just see a little, frankly, a little more defaulting, a little bit more just kind of respect being shown at the early parts of these rounds. KC, when they're finding value, it's when they're getting aggressive early and catching players out. And stop that, and I think you're probably okay. Or maybe just rush A. Who cares?
Run it down. Well, maybe just roll the dice at the end of this. We'll see, but ping reveal out. No damage to be suffered. Playing back on safe sight lines.
It's a neat little setup with the relay bolt. Makes it hard to clear that dart.
They still are able to get slotted decently far forward here with Mata. One charge, gets him a run it back. Back around mid. Brock making sure that they haven't gone for this deep forward scaling. They now know that there's a camera somewhere out in the mid. They haven't quite cleared it, and there you go.
It is. Well, got a lot of map control now as NRG. It's just you don't have long C, so KC can lean a little bit more BA. You might, I mean, the funny thing is they've left Sugetsu over here. A lot of times teams will just leave that player in the cubby by themselves. But with Sugetsu there, this makes this actually really tricky to clear. You smoke the front of the choke here, you can maybe isolate this, but you know Narrate potentially good for a lot, and Sugetsu's going to be able to give him the early warning.
It's all a bit of a bait for Narrate, and there you go. Swings out, finds a kill. Kiko going to be taken down to Sugetsu with Plat. Is able to find Mata as well to boot. The turn to the side, and Narrate holding his own. Eventually will be flushed out back into a 2v3 as it's Brock and Scuba yet again. Try to make a miracle happen. The plant having to be committed to the paranoid and fly. Scuba not going to be caught by that. Finds the first, looks for the second, doesn't manage to connect it. Swing in, and Abez has the follow-up again. Two players surviving. NRG continue to make these close, but they cannot close it out.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is just maybe overthinking things a little bit for NRG. Even though Kiko's been kind of in the vicinity of that cubby, and they know they're like somewhat aware of it. It's just the execution here from Narrate and Sugetsu is just way better. And they're ready for that extra layer, that pinch in through the double doors of or just the garage itself. Okay. Now what's the answer behind this? I mean, Mata's got his ult. Brock has the Hunter's Fury, but Narrate has his ult. Sugetsu, Levin with an operator too, with the overdrive.
Casey, you got to keep this going. Do not let the thrifty find the value. Do not let that be the way that you drop this series. You know that NRG are more than capable of it. Backpedal going to be coming in, and Kiko finds a headshot. Levin dead. Reveal on the one with the space already taken here on the side. Is the run it back, going to be committed. Mata's now expiring. Shock darts out. Aves will fall. Narrate going to be snapped back as Scuba finds him with a stinger. A 4v3, the Hunter's Fury going to be called in. Looking for that contact, but Kiko's collected the operator. And KC, I begged of you. But it feels like that has fallen on deaf ears. There's Narrate now. Has to pull off a 1v4. NRG looking to make this a 13-7, and on the swing, Kiko has him pinned. NRG will take it 2-1 as they will advance and eliminate KC from EWC 2026.
And for the second year in a row, NRG will find themselves